How many times have you told yourself on a Monday, this week is the week. I'm going to stop or start doing A, B, C, and D, and that's going to be me forever and ever. I am making a change this week. But then it comes to Thursday and you start to realize that change is actually far more difficult than you'd anticipated, that actually breaking your habit patterns is really difficult, really excruciating. It takes far more effort than you thought. It's not just about being motivated, and you start to really question your ability to make that change. You might say things to yourself like, this is too difficult, I'm too weak, I can't do this. Or I'll never be able to break this pattern. Or this pattern is comfortable, so even though it's making me unhappy, even though it's not allowing me to progress, I don't think I deserve any better. Or I'm not the kind of person who can stick to a plan. I can never ever do this. I'll never be able to do this. So consider those statements you just heard. How helpful do they sound? Do they sound like something you might want to tell yourself if you're trying to encourage change? Or do they actually sound like limiting beliefs, like limiting self-talk that you're simply repeating to yourself constantly every day, whether you're aware of it or not? No, it isn't helpful. That's why considering self-talk when we're trying to make any changes, especially in the context of health and well-being, is so important. Because the reality is that if you don't address your self-talk, it doesn't matter what type of change you try to engage in or even what type of change you achieve. It's not going to be the outcome you had anticipated. Because realistically, if you're constantly bullying yourself for carrying what you perceive to be excess body fat, if you lose that body fat and that bullying doesn't get addressed, you're probably not going to feel any better about yourself. Equally, if you're constantly engaging in activities that make you unhappy, yet repeat to yourself daily that you don't deserve any better, change is probably off the charts, or it's going to be very, very difficult for you if you don't start to even listen or consider an alternative. The thing is too that change can look and feel very different for different people. For one person, change might be choosing to say no to a donut, a cake, to takeaway, and that's okay. But for another person, change might look like actually saying yes to that donut, to that takeaway, and not feeling guilty after it, or not feeling compelled to compensate for it by restricting their food or by engaging in excess exercise. But the bottom line is that if you want to engage in change, you're really, really going to have to start listening into your self-talk, because the things that you say to yourself on a daily basis are going to have the biggest impact, not just on how you feel about yourself, but also on your actions and your behaviors. If you're constantly telling yourself that you can't do something, I can't change, then how on earth do you expect yourself to be willing to change if already you're preempting yourself and saying that you can't actually do it? So you need to take that uncomfortable step to listening to your self-talk. It might be that you'd need to keep a thought diary just to help you write these things down and see them on paper and say, oh my goodness, this is what I'm telling myself on a daily basis. No wonder that this is the way I'm experiencing life at the moment. Or it might just be that you need someone there cheering you on alongside you. Because the reality is that often we can question ourselves, but having someone there who fully believes in our ability to change and who can keep us accountable to that change and even outline the path towards that change can be such an important and beneficial step. So if you're listening to this and you're thinking that you want someone else to be there helping you achieve your goals, if you want it to be a team of two working towards your goals, you need to get in touch today. Reach out. Let's make sure that you become the best version of yourself by implementing the changes that you want to see in your life to become an elite version of you.